I spent most of my life thinking that my baptism story wasn't really very significant. I grew up in the church, and I was probably between the ages of 10 and 12 where I feel like I really understood what baptism was, and I knew that it was something that I should do, but I was just overwhelmed by fear. And I don't know if it was the fear of maybe feeling like I had to have things together, or I had to really fully understand what baptism was, or I had to be this perfect Christian and that there would be all these eyes looking at me now that I had made that sort of commitment. So it's something I put off most of my young life until I was 16. When I was 16, I was at summer camp, and I felt this strong connection to God, and I felt like I understood what needed to be done, and I really needed someone to help me take that next step. And so someone I love and someone who cared about me looked me in the eye and said, "What are you doing? And what are you doing with your life?" And that was when I was able to respond and say, "I want to live my life for God." And they looked back at me and they said, "Then I think you know what you need to do." And it was that commitment that, again, I needed some help in those steps, but it was a commitment that I realized I was scared to make, because I had maybe some pressures on me that were unrealistic or weren't really there. But I think a lot of people may struggle with that same thing. And so I say all that to say my testimony is not significant, but the story behind it is, because there may be people watching this now that are stuck in the fear of feeling like they have to be a perfect Christian. We all deeply want to feel close to God and be a part of His mission and have Him be a part of our story, whether we admit it or not. I think what we get hung up on is the idea of holiness, and that we want to be holy. We may understand that God is asking us to be holy, but what that is not to be perfect, but it's to be set apart. And so how are you going to set yourself apart and take that next step so that you are a true follower of Christ? Which means maybe you do things right now, and you read your Bible and you come to church and you would consider yourself a Christian, but what step is missing? And I think for a lot of us and many people in this world, that next step is baptism.